Hello everyone, welcome to a brand new edition of the Triple Trio, our weekly look at all things global racing through the Hong Kong lens with the best form analysts in the business and Clint Hutchison and the other guys in the Hall of Fame as our champion jockey in Raymond Shane Dye. Hutch, good to see you.
Yeah, and you too. It's been a great week of racing. We've got a lot to look forward to in Australia, of course, with Cup Week. We're going to cover all that with the Whirlpool. And also a good look at the meeting at the Valley on the weekend, which has got a nice little card to it as well.
Melbourne Cup Week, Shane, an opportunity for us to go down memory lane with you. You used to dominate Cup Week like no other.
I don't know about that. I used to dominate Slipper Week, but not so much Cup Week, but I did win a cup anyway. It's a fantastic week's racing. The whole week starts with Derby Day and ends McKinnon Stakes, and it's great. And what a great week we had last week too, the Cox Plate, Richo. That was an amazing race.
It was brilliant. We might look at that a little later on as well. An unusual week in Hong Kong. So we raced on Thursday night on the all-weather at Sha Tin, and we're racing on Sunday, not at Sha Tin, but at Happy Valley. So that's going to be slightly unusual. But hey, let's reflect on last week's highlights.
In this race, handicap conditions, I've actually got the 13, Tomodachi Kokoro marked favourites.
Tomodachi Kokoro, he's taken the lead and he's put 2 lengths on Wunderbar, Packing Hermod and Raging Blizzard. But the Cairns flyer, Tomodachi Kokoro, is now a Premier Bowl winner.
I think Von Hawk's a better valued selection.
Oh, too good. Von Hawk is getting through too. Rise at Dawn with Von Hawk stopping up. Von Hawk luckless last year. Will win it in 2025. Von Hawk first.
Good thing licked, if you like, in the Caulfield Guineas was Observer, and no doubt this will be the favourite in the race.
If he runs 2,000 metres, he wins for sure.
Observer's 4 lengths in front of Kukui. 1 step closer, Providence from a mile back. But it's Observer, 50 metres to go. He's going to pull it up near the line, ease it right down and win by 3/4 for an arrogant win.
I've got Vivacino. I know Chris Waller gets his horses to peak on the right day.
200 metres to go, a length and a quarter in front. Via Sistina and Buckaroo wearing her down at the 100. Treasure the moment, Via Sistina and Buckaroo. Via Sistina lifting, the grand old belly's rocking, and Via Sistina's done it.
And another part of recent racing is what happens next. And if we pause some vision, this will be interesting, Shane. Right now, what are you thinking with Winning Wing?
Oh, it's going to win for sure. He's ridden a horse quiet, saved energy. And what do I say when you save energy?
Yeah, it's an amazing win. He's actually been a really consistent horse, winning wing throughout his career, but they don't normally win from that too far back. 14 lengths off them at the 800. It's certainly a long way back. The speed was on, Shane, like you said. He's a pretty good horse there, so I don't know where the ceiling is. Do you have him sort of going up a lot higher in the ratings?
Yeah, I had him high last year and he just didn't quite get there. But the pace suited him. They all come from back. Of course, the second horse was back too, and he ran on like he does when there's a fast pace. And
Do you think he should have? I mean, it's interesting. He did no work early and he goes right around them. I thought because he was sort of detached with the field, I thought he might try and slice through them, but he went, no, I can go round all of you and I'm going to win anyway.
Yeah, he did. But of course they come back and that's what happened. He just kept going and he was too good.
No, really nice.
Yeah, that was a huge win.
I mean, you don't see them from that too far back. It was an amazing amount of lengths he's had to make up. You can ride them cold. That is freezer cold.
Yeah, that's right. Okay? That is straight in the freezer, popping out. And, that was huge, wasn't it? What a win that was. October. Hey, Hutch, well done. HUTCHI'S Honkers absolutely airborne.
No, we bounced back in terms of the strategy and that. We had a down month, of course, to kick off with, but we've gathered a bit of momentum and we're looking to have a big November, big December, and just keep kicking goals.
Okay, so we've got a limited spot available for people who want to join in. Scan that QR code and get involved.
Get involved.
Huge show coming up, including our featured guest being James Orman. And what a start to this season he's had after last season, of course, finishing in style and earning a new contract. We've got the Idol, we've got future winners and form files, and we've got a stack of winners as well. And that's where we'll start. We'll try to find you a winner on Sunday at Happy Valley. So racing at Happy Valley, and the fields have just dropped. We're up to race number 9. It's a Class 2 over 1,200 metres, Hutch, and let's have a look at some key replays to try to find the winner.
Yeah, this was a really nice performance from Colourful King last start. Unfortunately, the barriers are going to make it difficult for him, but I'm going to stick with him. They rode him cold here over 1,000. He went back, the speed was on, of course, Youthful Spirits. You've got Superb Capitalist up there. I don't know if they're as good as him potentially over the 1,200, but his late sectionals were off the charts good. He ran a very fast last 200 in this event, Shane, and they'll need to weave a path. I don't think he needs to go right back, but the speed will be on. The field should open up, and if he can slot in, he'll still be hard to beat.
He will be. He's going to need luck from the gate. I thought the 4th horse, Aurora Lady, ran well. And, of course, she's got gate 5, so she's going to race a lot closer. Here's Master of My Universe with Zach on him first up. Didn't get a lot of room, but he just kept coming and whacked away.
The winner has won again. This is Tomodachi Cockrow, the day's wide. The race rated just okay. I'd be taking this horse on here, actually, Master of My Universe. I'm not sure about him at the Valley. I think he's still doing a few little things wrong. So I think he needs a lot to go right for him, but you might have a little bit in your favour, of course, with Zach Purton and an inside draw. But he'd be one that'll be attracting market support. And I'd be sort of more than happy to take him on to an extent if he was too short.
Okay, yeah. And what about Gustosissimo?
Gustosissimo, this was a good run. I didn't mind this at all. And I think him going back to Happy Valley, Shane, will be a big plus. He's also come up with Barrier 4, so that's going to help his cause. I think he could be an improver with the benefit of a run and back to this track.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pace in this race with Youthful Spirits. He'll lead, and whenever he leads, he goes along. And, of course, you've got Packing Bowl, who leads also with Brittany on. So they're not going to go slow here, Clint. They're going to go pretty quick. So that could actually break the field up early and help Colourful King get in somewhere.
So a reminder, HUTCHI'S Honkers,
Yep.
make sure you subscribe and you can get all the latest.
Yeah, and as a consequence, my numbers will be, I've got Colourful King on top. I thought I'd be tough to beat. Outside of that, I think you've got to throw in Gustissimo and Quinella, and probably the way the race is run as well, Superb Capitalist will get a good run.
What about Class 3 over 1,000 metres? We go back to race number 7 here. So an interesting race for us to assess. Parents Love is one of the key runners.
Yeah, he had a lot of favours here, Shane, Parents Love. But, look, I think it was still probably the best I've seen him go. He wasn't pressured. He was beautifully rated. It wasn't easy to sort of peg them back this night. But where often he can be a little bit weak in that final 100, I felt he was actually pretty good on this occasion. What did you make of his win?
Yeah, he was very impressive. The problem I've got with him is when he goes to Class 3, he struggles. That's the only problem. He has place, but he doesn't go as well. But he looked good. This horse here has had a trial since its first up run and trialled pretty well. I think he's got a great chance, this horse, especially from gate 1. He needed the run this day. He was weak, but he would have come on from that and improved, definitely, with the trial and that.
Yeah, I think he will too. I think Candlelit Dinner from gate 1 will land in a good spot without doing any work. You can see Harmony and Bless is going to be pretty popular as well with
Barrier 2 with Zach on board.
with Zach on board, and he's a horse that I think down in this grade is got to be considered strongly. Look, he's probably got to improve a little bit, but Zach, it's an interesting stat. We'll probably deliver it. We'll get to work on it. But when he does get down into some of these horses that take that drop in class, and he's riding the top weights, he usually knows the right horses to ring and ask for. This horse's best is definitely good enough, Shane.
100%. He loves Happy Valley. He loves 1,000 metres, and he's got gate 2, so he'll be jumping and he'll be box seating, you would think, or he'll try and lead on him, but he's not going to head Candlelight Dinner looking at my map, I wouldn't think. But he's definitely got a chance. Drops back to Class 3, I should say.
Just to reiterate as well, we don't have the prices today because everything was a little bit more delayed in terms of, obviously, the declarations in Hong Kong and the fields coming out. But 1, 3 and 6 would be my numbers there for that event.
And then we get to race number 8, and this is a Class 3 over 1,200 metres. Brave Star draws the pole here for Vincent Hope.
It was a nice performance from Dancing Classics. I thought there was a fair bit of merit to the run, but, he's a horse that he's lightly raced with improvement. It was on standard. He had every possible. There's 2 to compete out of the race. Neither one of them have managed to place, but he, I think the comment after his first up run was he needed it. He's gone on and won with it here, Shane. So there's definitely more upside. He's just going to need a little bit of luck where he lands, I think.
Yeah, he's got gate 5 Dancing Classic, so he shouldn't be too far away. He'll be forward. Of course, he's going up a class now.
And here's Aurora Patch. What was interesting about this race here, okay, so the speed really clapped on from the 8 to the 4. They went 3 or 4 lengths faster than standard, and that's why you can see them draw away from the rest of the field. 4th run for Manfred Man, Aurora Patch. He tracks, he gets potentially a nice run. I think he's a horse that's very interesting. On Drayet's end, he's picked up a good ride. He's drawn in gate 6. I think Aurora Patch is right in the game. He's absolutely flying. He was one of our horses in our pre-season article to follow. He's got the win. He might be able to go and be very competitive once again. So, yeah, it's a good little race, that one. Dancing Classics, Aurora Patch, I think those are the main two, and probably Golden Empire's the other one.
Yeah, do you agree with that, Shane?
Yeah, Aurora Patch I like. He placed in Class 3 last season, but he's definitely going better now. He's 100% improved. So from gate 6, he'll follow Dancing Classics across and get his chance.
And Zach Burton's riding Refused to be English, which is interesting as well. So that's our very quick look at a couple of the key races throughout. For full analysis, jump on HUTCHI'S
make sure you do.
because there'll be a full analysis per race, but they've arrived a little late. And we better get to our very special guest. It's James Orman.
Pope Cody, out wider as Winning Wing and Fortune Boy. It's Pope Cody and Beauty Bolt the 2. Master Trillion not far away with Fortune Boy. Pope Cody in front of Master Trillion. Pope Cody! Pope Cody won the last. The Auspicious has come up strongly to take over from Autumn Vibes. Fun Together. Super Love's running on. Raging Rapids next. The Golden Knight flying home, but it's still the Auspicious, and it will be the Auspicious. California Benner get through from Bright Day. They line up. Beauty Glory, World Hero, Gallant Teapot, California Benner. Bright Day sweeping at them late. It is California Benner. Bright Day driving, and Jimmy Orman grabs a double.
It's been a wonderful start to the new season for young Hong Kong jockey, of course, Queenslander, in James Orman, who joins us now. And Jimmy, always great to chat to you, mate. How have you settled in? How are you enjoying it all?
Yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. Appreciate it. Settled in good again. So obviously I did 5 months last season from February until the end of the season. So it's good to be back, and good to get 6-month license this time.
You really gathered some momentum, Jimmy, there last season. So you're happy with the way things have kicked off this season?
Yeah, look, a little bit of a slower start. I was hoping to sort of pick up where I left off. In the end there at the end of last season, I was going really well, but took a little bit to get going at the start of the season, and now things are starting to pick up a little bit now. But it's always going to be a bit of a struggle for me with, only being able to ride sort of 123 pounds. But I'll sort of take the opportunities I can get and just see what happens. Keep ticking along.
Busy trial morning for you this morning, mate, so we really appreciate you taking the time. What's been the hardest thing to acclimatise, if you like, to Hong Kong racing for a guy that used to just have the pick of the rides in Queensland? It's very different. Explain to our audience the difference.
Oh, at the end of the day, I feel like the racing's pretty similar to home. They're fast run races, they're tight run races, which is sort of what you get in Queensland. But I guess the main difference is not getting the pick of the rides, I guess, picking up the scraps and really trying to hustle to get good rides and try to stay on those rides. Doing my rides myself is another big change. But I guess just starting from the bottom of the ladder again. I remember when I first came to Brisbane, I started at the bottom and slowly kept working my way through to get better and better rides. And that's what it feels like now, just really just hustling to get rides. It's very competitive, as everyone who comes here knows. But I've enjoyed a little bit of success, and I feel like I can continue that. I feel like the racing here suits me, and just got to see. But most importantly, I'm enjoying the lifestyle here in Hong Kong. My family love it, and I'm getting a little bit of support, so we just got to build on it.
One of the most unique wins I think I've seen in a long time, Jimmy, was this horse, Everluck. Just run us through this sort of performance, and this will be one you'll be, I'm sure, keen to stick with.
Yeah, look, on the corner there, there's no way you think the horse would be able to pick up and win. And right here, I knew I was going to win, to be honest with you. He started building momentum again, started going straight. I knew I had the leader covered. It was only anything coming from behind me. And I didn't want to win by too less of a margin, not knowing who I took off the track. It was eventually the second horse. So I'm glad I beat it pretty comfortably. But yeah, to be honest, I've never ridden a horse to do that and still win. So I think he's got a bright future.
Take us into the stewards room. We don't, of course, in Hong Kong, it's not like Australia. We don't get the stewards room footage. And just what was the case that you had to plead there? And can you run us through a little bit what transpired in there?
Well, basically, I think he shied at that green box there about the 450 metre mark. I think he was looking at that. I could be wrong. But in the stewards room, they've actually got a drone footage now. So you could see my horse run off the track. We didn't actually make contact, so I had to argue that there was no contact made. There's a lot of intimidation. My horse did carry him very wide. I wasn't going to argue that, but what I could argue was the fact that when we straightened up, we were half a length sort of within one another. And when the race was over, it was just short of 2 lengths. So I thought it would be hard for them to be certain that that horse would have beaten me. So that's what I pushed, and that's what Mark Noonan pushed for as well. And luckily, we held the race. So we've got to do a couple of gallops. We've got to do one gallop on the course proper now and a trial around the bend, but I don't think that'll be any trouble for him.
And Shane, that looked the right result in the end from the protest, dismissed?
Yeah, well, listen, if he had led, which he was, and didn't run off, he wins the race easy. There's no risk about that. He definitely, not maybe, definitely shied at the green box. It's a box which is quite big. You can see it there on the inside of the track. He's a new horse, and his ears are always going. He's always looking, that horse. In his trial, when he led and won, his ears were back and forward, back and forward. So it's a horse who's got a lot of energy, a lot of ability, but he's still green, and I'm sure he'll measure up in higher class. There's no risk about that, Jimmy.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you said that about his trials. You don't miss much. His trials, I thought, were very good, and obviously you probably felt the same with the way he was pricking his ears. And, you know, when a horse is doing that, it feels like there's a lot more there when another horse is going to challenge. So it feels like he's just toying around with them at the moment. And I think, I think he's definitely going to go through his grades quite quickly.
James, you got the bright day home as well, and I think this was a really good ride. You stayed one off. You kept one of the main dangers, or the favourite, 3 wide without cover, and that was probably in the end the difference in the race. So it was a nice result for all of us, and you delivered the goods here. And it's another local trainer that you're getting quite a bit of support for. Are you happy, spreading yourself across some of the local trainers as well?
Yeah, the local trainers are really good. I'm really trying to get in with them. I'm really trying to get in with everyone, to be honest.
Yep.
But these local trainers they're very clever trainers. So Bright Day, he's a horse from Macau, and he reminded me a lot of Wonder Star when he started to hit form. I know Wonder Star's a leader, but they were at a similar rating when he won. And his last start was really good, over 1,200 metres. He got caught wide. He didn't quite have the speed, so I asked if they could move him up to 1,400, which they agreed to do. And I was actually really confident before the race. I thought he'd be very hard to beat. Turned out that I could have ridden Rizeki, so I was very wary of that horse. I thought he'd be very hard to beat as well, but luckily I got the right run on the day. And I think that horse stays in Class 4. He's going to a 58 rating, and I think 1,400. If he can get that right run again, he's definitely competitive again.
We're chatting to James Orman. Let's have a look, Jimmy, at your rides on Sunday. So. Unique. We're racing at Happy Valley, Shane, on Sunday. So that's unique. What's James's best chances here on paper?
Geez, that's a good question, because as we're doing this, the fields aren't actually out.
Yeah, it's so hard, isn't it?
To say. It's very difficult with barriers, but Jimmy would have a better indication than I, because he's been riding some and track work
James,
in that.
Yep.
So he's the one to ask.
Firstly, lucky 20. You didn't have much luck on him the other day, Jimmy, but if he can draw a better gate, he's a horse that had excuses and was very impressive on his Hong Kong debut.
Yeah, he was very unlucky the other day when they get caught off the track like that. You can nearly just rule the line through his run, but he's had 2 starts here in Hong Kong now and drawn the outside both times. So I'm hoping for a better barrier, and I think he'll be very competitive if he can get that better barrier. His track work's being well, so let's hope for a bit more luck.
And one horse that's really, I think, interesting, he's only had a couple of starts. Brown Needs Fur. This is a horse that really ran well at his second Hong Kong career start, and I've noticed he's trialled quite nicely as well for David Hall.
Yeah, he runs 2nd or 3rd here behind Volcanus. I think he might have run 2nd the end of last season. Volcanus obviously came out and won last night. I thought his trial in Chung Fo has been quite relaxed and just been poking along out there, but his trial at Happy Valley the other day was extremely good for a horse in Class 4. So I think he's possibly my best ride on the day. But like Shane said, it's going to come down to barriers. I think the barrier plays a massive role there.
And Shane, especially at Happy Valley, we're in a unique situation here. We record our show every Friday. We race on a Thursday night. And fields still aren't out on Friday around lunchtime, Australian time, for the meeting on Sunday. That's a certain challenge for you guys, the form analysts, as well as the jockeys.
Well, let's just hope his rides draw good gates. But he had a lot of luck on the weekend with Everluck, because he only went up 8 points to 60. So he gets to ride him again. If he'd got 61, he wouldn't have been able to ride him in Class 3, and he'll be winning again.
Okay, so, well, that's good intel, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this is a unique situation.
It is. I mean, obviously with the meeting on the Thursday night, which isn't the norm, but it'd be nice to be able to, if the declarations, what they call them in Hong Kong, or acceptances here, could come out on the same day, and then we could get stuck in a bit earlier.
Well, it happens in other parts of the world.
It does.
The Melbourne Cup fields are all out, with the exception of the Cup, and that's a number of days away. So you hope it can happen in the future. Jimmy, great to chat to you, mate. Simply keep up the good form. Well done last weekend. It's a great start to the season. Keep building, mate. Well done. Thanks for your time.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome to have James Orman, and he knows, jump on this show, because that ends up with a little sprinkle of lucky dust.
It does.
Winner after winner after this.
It's just a fact. I'll tell you, we all said at the start of the season that we thought he'd have because I think he will. The weight is going to make things tough for James Orman, but he's settled in really well to Hong Kong. He's riding superbly, and I know he's going to have a lot of success.
Okay, HUTCHI'S Form Files up next. Find some future winners. Hutch, and who went into the Sweet into Feet file?
Sweat into Feet file, we love it. We've had a little bit of success this season. Let's keep the ball rolling. Dazzling Fit just wasn't suited by a lack of speed here. There was a lot of late money around for Dazzling Fit on the day, and it was a nice ride from Zach on Top Dragon, who might have been too good anyway. But Dazzling Fit's a horse that probably just needs that truer speed in a race, I think. And this was, like I said, a sprint home. He couldn't really build momentum at any stage, Shane. I'd be sticking with him. He's a nice horse going forward, as is the winner. But don't give up on Dazzling Fit for also, of course, David Eustace. A lot of his horses are needing the run, and this might be another one of them.
I totally agree with all that. His horses aren't flying. A couple went all right the other day, or last night, one went well. But they seem to be needing racing. He'll be all right, and I like that horse a lot. I think he's going higher on his form last year.
I want to follow Just Follow Me. The late sectionals were outstanding. It was a sneaky good run there. The overall race wasn't a great time. This might be one that flies under the radar because it won't come up well on a lot of people's sort of ratings or speed figures. But this horse ran really well. Rid quiet, that's the key for Just Follow Me. And only if he goes back to Class 5, I think he'll win one. He's ready to go. So those would be the three from the last week.
And we look at our top raider, and this is a horse that you identified at the start of the season. By gee, has this horse improved in Tomodachi Kokoro? He has gone to a whole nother level, and this was a big win.
Well, he just showed there's no fluke. I don't know what David Hayes is doing, but he's doing a lot right. And this horse is flying as a 7-year-old. Can you believe it? But as an aside, I had a gentleman from Townsville, Queensland, ring me yesterday who's going up with a former trainer of Tomodachi Kokoro in December to watch him race. They're so happy. They've never had a horse leave Cairns or Townsville and race in overseas like this horse. So they want to go back and see him race against Kar Ying. It's a fantastic story.
brilliant.
We'll try and cover some of it. But getting back to the horse's performance, Shane, this was a lovely ride from Harry. He didn't give it the best steer to start before. Wasn't really too much he could do on that occasion, but he got the perfect run this day and he ran time.
Yeah, he's just improved out of sight, and that went back to his first trial this season. It was outstanding. He trialled better than ever before, and he's just racing so well. And you got to remember, if it ever happened to be wet and rained on the day, he grows a leg also, Clint.
Yeah, he does. But there's no fluke. I mean, there's a lot of horses here. That's Helios Express back in fourth. Yeah. He obviously had to carry a lot of weight. But here's just an idea in terms of my rating. So I've got him about 3 lengths off Kar Ying. The difference is that Kar Ying's doing that with more weight, and obviously with 115 pounds, he's got to go up 5 kilos. So it's going to bring him back to the field. But his time was exceptional there. In fact, I think it was the second fastest 1,200-metre time ever.
To explain those difference in ratings, you've got 90 point versus 98 points, about 3 lengths.
3 lengths.
Okay, that's interesting. So how do you calculate that? How do people understand that?
Well,
it's a special herbs and spices.
Yeah, exactly. Like basically, the 3 points is a length if you want to transfer it like that. So that's how I use it. It's not weight adjusted. No, it's a speed figure. But everyone uses their own sort of weights and measures to their own satisfaction. So that's a succinct way how to sort of explain it.
And don't worry, our audience will be going, gee, Richo, you nearly got him to reveal his special herbs and spices. You got a little touch there.
I'm no colonel. I'm no colonel.
You got a little touch at home. Hey, Mark Newnham is just airborne at the moment, isn't he?
Oh, mate, he is.
He is killing.
He is flying. And we've had to actually change this, not we, our main man behind the scenes, because he had all the graphic ready to go yesterday. And Mark said, no, hang on. I'm going to have another couple of winners. So we've had to add to the tally. So this is 13 meetings now. He's had 20 winners. Pierre Rung a couple of years ago got 15. He is on track. I know you're pretty close with Mark, Shane, and he's flying.
He's going really well. Yeah, he started well, 2 seasons ago now, and he's kept it going. He's improved every season. And I read the paper this morning. He realises that he's going to have a quiet run at some stage, because all trainers do. You just can't go the whole 12 months on fire, or 10 months, I should say. So he realises that, and he's adapted to Hong Kong very, very well, and he'll be up there somewhere.
Does he win it, Shane? Does he win the title this year?
He can definitely win it. Yep. He can definitely win it this year.
Yeah, just don't.
John's horses aren't flying, but we see that every year, don't we?
Yep. Don't
he's
rule them out.
He's a mile behind.
Yeah.
You can never rule John out. And Casper's horses are racing well. He's there. But Mark's got a lot of depth there this year with the new horses that are coming. That's
our challenge when we head over to Hong Kong in December, is to get one-on-one with John. We know that he wants to come on the show. John, if you're watching, we're
going to get him.
We'll make it happen.
Yep.
Let's get towards the part of the show you love, the Idol. Well, it's Idol time, Golden Boy. The Hall of Fame jockey in Raymond, Shane Dye, casts his eye over all the rides in Hong Kong and around the world. And Shane, who did you like?
I love Brittany's ride on Sagacious Life. There's a couple instances here. You watch this. This is very interesting when the horse runs in. She's one off the fence. It wasn't her fault, because the horse has just cleared the other one. It ducks in all of a sudden, changes stride. You see it off there, one off. But you watch it just duck in all of a sudden, coming up here. Here, it gets on the wrong stride and goes boom, in, checks that horse. But it wasn't Brittany's fault. That's the first thing. So she gave it a very good ride. But the horse that really should have won the race is the horse in the yellow colours. Now, Jerry will definitely not be sending Brendan Advella any Christmas card, because he cost him the race. If you watch Magic Sovereign up here, he takes off. And Jerry's given Steps Ahead a perfect run. And Brendan's off on this, which was ridiculous. It was too far from home first up, and it smoked out Jerry on Steps Ahead, where the winner is Brittany behind, and she's just given it a perfect run. And of course, because Steps Ahead has had to make a 600-metre run, and you can't make a 600-metre run, it's impossible, right? He gets weak the last 100 metres, and this other horse, which Brittany's on, has had a cosy run and just keeps coming because it's saved its energy. The second horse definitely should have won, and it wasn't Jerry's fault. That's a race where a jockey's ridden a horse perfectly and gets beat because of something another jockey does.
That's interesting. So Brittany got it 100% right, but with a bit of an advantage from pressure up in the front horse.
Yes, 100%. The second horse 100% should have won, right? Because he would have been setting fourth, saving energy for another 100 metres, and then he would have come out and he would have quickened better. But because he had to run that extra 100 to 150, he couldn't sustain it. He would have won for sure.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk quickly about horses in Class 2 winning on debut.
Well, it's very interesting. I think we don't get all that many that win on Class 2 on debut. So I just wanted to take a little bit of a deep dive, and this is courtesy of Sahil at Racequant. So it's quite important when you are able to win on debut, and we've had 25 win in Class 2, and this is going back about 20 years. 16 of them have got at least one subsequent victory, and 4 of them have gone on to win group races. So those figures speak very highly if you can manage to win on debut in this grade. So there hasn't been a whole lot of them, Richo, since 2006, 25. But what it does say is that you can go on with it. The most notable of those was Werther. So it is something to take note of.
And that's appropriate because of Sagacious Life.
Sagacious Life is the horse that won on debut. I mean, a horse, I think back to a horse like a Collection as well. He actually ran second in Class 1 and then went and won the Derby. Werther was one in that case. But this really bodes well because Sagacious Life is also a Brazilian bred galloper. We've had quite a few of them go over. So a little bit unique in many respects, but it bodes well for your future. The stats back it up since back in 2006.
So, Shane, we saw a good one.
Richo, just a little bit of history there. You won't know this. Royal Delight, I actually brought him for the owner in Australia. I come back, galloped him. He's a nice horse. He was actually my first winner after my serious fall in Hong Kong. And then he went on and ran third in the international sprint.
Right. How many winners? Did you have a number of winners after that fall? I mean, because at one stage.
Yeah, I couldn't come right though. I was always breaking my ribs. I was riding with broken ribs for nearly 2 years in Hong Kong. They just kept. My body hadn't recovered from the fall. I had to get out of there. Unfortunately, I never wanted to leave, but I had to.
Yeah, I remember you chatting about that and articulating how serious it was. So, hey, votes wise, Brittany gets the 3.
Yes, I thought Matthew gave this a very good ride time to fly. He was quiet on it, come out at the right time and just tracked up and won. And, of course, Dylan gets a point for winning wing. What a win that was, Clint. He was like 5 lengths last, but he never panicked on it, which was a good thing about that. And Dylan did a really good job.
Well, Shane, I know you used to get a long way back and you'd time it all right. I thought from where he was, I thought there's no way he's going to win, Dylan.
Yeah.
But I can understand you giving him the point. He was 14 lengths off the leader at the 800. 14 lengths. Yeah. I don't think I've seen one that far back for a long, long time. So it was
maybe because I rated that horse really high all last season. I had it way up here, that horse, and it kept running.
Oh, he's a good horse. There's no doubt. He's
one of my favourite horses.
Yeah, he's a good horse.
Yeah. So Zach leads at the moment, and Zach Curtin, of course, trying to do something that no other jockey's ever done in the history of the Idol, and that is to win it on 3 occasions.
Or 3, yes.
Win it on 3 occasions. I mean, no one's been able to do that.
No,
I mean it's
rare.
It is rarefied. It's Winx-like. Don't worry about that. So that's all to come with We're Loving the Idol. Hope you're enjoying the show. You, of course, watching the Triple Trio.
Hong Kong is one of the places I always wanted to have a winner, and especially the meeting is a fantastic meeting. Owners really enjoyed the day, well organized. Owners that well looked after. I don't think there would be a better place to have a winner. Hong Kong is great atmosphere, quite a lot going on before the race, even for the horses, there's a lot of journalists, a lot of noise. I mean, obviously before the race there wasn't much to say to the jockey, to O'Sheen. Again, he knew the horse and the instruction were like wherever you're comfortable, and just the horse better than anyone else and work your way through basically. So
they're ready. At the 1.5 miles, racing in the bars.
He was good at the start before the race and he broke nicely, and I was always going to follow, and I had a beautiful trip round until the turn, and then some horses started to fall back in my lap, and to be honest, by the time we'd straightened up I wasn't sure if my race was over.
I closed my eyes for a while, loading, and I'm hiding under the hedge, and I'm watching it on the big screen, and they're turning in, and then all of a sudden he got stopped, checked, gone back, and I thought, oh no, I don't think he's going to get anywhere from there.
But what it did give me the opportunity to do was, while I had to sit and wait, he was filling himself up. And once it opened up and I navigated some sort of a passage, he really exploded.
Mark was at Giavolotto hitting a gap next to the inside. Giavolotto has run past them all. 2 over Stellenbosch and getting home well due by honour. What a ride, Oisin Murphy.
And he came there and he won going away.
My first Hong Kong international winner.
To come away with a winner is, it's just it's a dream come true, basically.
It was a terrific field, obviously on his absolute ideal conditions, nicely run 1.5 miles on very fast ground, but it was a wonderful day. I've obviously been there as a licensed jockey in the past, and it was great to get the job done, really was. It meant a lot.
Congratulations!
He's been prepped for this race all along, so I think he's going to go there in perfect condition. There's enough time between the Arc and the Hong Kong International Weekend. He's going to have an opportunity to freshen up.
I'd be happy with him to go back to Hong Kong and run another good race.
Giavolotto was absolutely brilliant winning in the Vase. That was a wonderful recap. And of course, Giavolotto going on to run a great race in the Arc. So we were thrilled to have Giavolotto as one of the entries into the international meeting again. He's in the Vase, and so he should be, Hutch.
Yeah, absolutely, he should be. And I'll tell you what, he'll, if they go there and win once, they can easily go back and do it again. From an Australian perspective, gee, Richo, wouldn't you love to see Buckaroo go off that Cox Plate run? He's obviously going to go to the Cup, but we've seen horses run in the Melbourne Cup and come out and run well in the Vase.
Or light infantry man. I mean, would he be better suited at 2,000 metres, winning obviously an Australian Cup and also a Group 1 winner over in WA, whether or not they might go that way? I know that Aussie Kerr and Johnny O'Neill and all of their owners, they're up for any sort of challenge.
Oh, they should go there. And here's the sprint, of course, and from overseas. Well, Satono Rev was placed last year. We'd love to see him back there. And Angel Capital. He'll be going to the CF4. I don't know what their plans would be after that if they were to go to Hong Kong, because he's also entered in the mile.
Yeah, that's right. So the CF4 Stakes, which is the week after the carnival at Flemington, so that's at 1,400 metres. Does he head up towards a mile? He's nominated there. Steffi Magnetica and Treasure the Moment.
We know Björn loves a trip up to Hong Kong.
Absolutely.
He's like a typhoon when he hits the place.
Well, and I tell you what, Hong Kong is the better for his arrival anytime. And in the Ascoli Pacino, of course, ran in a Golden Eagle and then won a Group 1 since then. And then we get to the Hong Kong Cup, and there's a number of internationals who are considering coming across, but if they do, they have to eyeball Romantic Warrior.
Yep.
So I had great pleasure of interviewing Danny Shum in the lead up towards the Cox Plate. He was awarded he and Romantic Warrior awarded the Kingston Town Award, which is like the Moonee Valley's Hall of Fame for his contribution to the great race and bringing over Romantic Warrior. He said, about to have another trial and another race, and said he is going really well.
He was very proud of that moment from what I'm hearing as well. It was a great honour for Danny and a great honour for everyone in Hong Kong, I think. So well done.
Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant, and he was fantastic. You did notice with great interest that Via Sistina's been entered for a number of races there, and that's on the back of an unbelievable win in the Cox Plate. And Shane, we're privileged to have you on our show who's got such a great eye. Take us through the key parts of this ride from James McDonald.
This is a perfect ride from James, because as soon as you turn at the half mile, you just got to pull out. Doesn't matter whether you're 10 wide, 20 wide, you just got to pull out. Now, Yui's elected to stay in, and if he had to go very quickly here to get inside, but he didn't quicken enough. And, of course, he gets chopped out. Now, Damien Oliver on Danewin got chopped out. That happens all the time. You can't do that. You got to come out. I know he did it on Winks, but Winks was a different class. Would have gone close, that horse, actually, Yui rode. But James just kept us out of trouble. and gave it and turned it into a staying type of test for the first time, more or less, on her. And that's what she wanted. And what a good mare she is. She wasn't dominant like last year, but it was a great finish and good on him. 4 in a row. Amazing effort, James.
Well, you see it. It was a different quality. Last year she blew them away with brilliance. But her tenacity this time around was, I mean, she wanted to win. It was, in some ways, it was even more impressive, I reckon.
Mark Zahra on Buckaroo said, Shane, he just could not get past her. He said he never once put his nose in front of her. Yeah. She refused to let Buckaroo pass him.
But that's why she's won, 10 Group 1s and 11. The other one hasn't, because she's 11, because she's a winner and she tries hard and wants to get into a dogfight, just like Octagonal. He was the same. Once he got into a dogfight with another horse, he just wanted to win, and you had to make him win, but he wanted it. And they're amazing horses, those type of horses, and I'm sure she'll come back in the autumn and be competitive, but she's at that age now. She's not going to improve much. She doesn't need to, though.
No, she doesn't. She's 8 years of age. Of course, she's 7 in the Northern Hemisphere, but she's equated to 8 years of age here in the Southern Hemisphere.
She's 7.
She's 7. I know, but we consider her as an 8-year-old.
It's ridiculous that it goes in the form guides here in Australia.
She's an 8-year-old.
Yeah, okay.
I know.
Richo, I watched you on TV. All I ever heard was J-Mac. I'm waiting for a day you just give him another nickname so he's got 2 nicknames.
I've actually shortened it down to Mac, so I want J-Mac and Mac. But no, you're right. He's only got one, mate. He hasn't got Billy Idol or Golden Boy and however many.
A host of others.
That's right. And you've also won a Melbourne Cup, Shane. And Melbourne Cup is not part of the World Pool, but it will be simulcast, of course, in Hong Kong. Totally different race to the Cox Plate, though. Buckaroo, who ran so well in the Cox Plate, will go towards the Melbourne Cup. And this is the obvious form reference, isn't it? The Caulfield Cup. We've highlighted a few here. I want you to also keep your eye on the horse in the yellow colours who's back third last. His name is Maidan. He was wide throughout.
I think the Caulfield Cup form is the right form. I'd be surprised if it isn't. It usually is, and Shane knows a lot more about the history than I do. But this run from the French entrant, Prestige Nocturne, was fantastic. One thing we have to note, Shane, this year there's going to be a lot of rain on the Monday. It's going to be a wet track. That's what they're predicting.
And that won't suit this horse further, who does like it dry. But he is a 3-year-old coming out to Australia. After this, he ran about 4 lengths off the winner in an English St Ledger, but importantly only 1 length behind Lambourne, who'd won both an Epsom and an Irish Derby. It's terrific form, but he needs it dry.
Bone dry.
Yeah, that's the scenario. Is the Caulfield Cup the best form, Shane?
Well, it normally is, unless a Cox Plate horse comes out. I've got the 4th horse on top, Prestige Notoire, whatever you call it. I'm giving up. You tell me. Like, if it rains, it's even better, and it wants that. Now, I was huge on Half Yours in the Caulfield Cup, not so much in the Melbourne Cup. I also think with the right ride, Buckaroo's got a great chance. And if anyone tells you he doesn't run 2 miles, go and watch it last year. He should have won for sure.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I'm concerned. He ran the 2 miles last year, but he's got to get that right ride where you're holding him up, sucking, and you can't be pulling out 10 wide at the half mile and off on him. Like, he'll run it, but he's got to get the right ride, and I'm sure Craig will.
You've got to cuddle him. You're dead right there. Just on Half Yours, Shane, if it rains, huge upswing for him. He loves it wet. I mean, he won a Caulfield Cup on a dry track. He loves it wet.
I'll tell you what he needs to do, Bucker. He needs to draw a barrier for mine. And I have a query with him at seeing it out. I'm not 100% sure that he'll completely see it out personally. So I think there's other Caulfield Cup runs there. The one that you like out of it, Maidan was a good run. But I'm with Shane. I think Prestige Nocturne's a really good chance. So it's a good race this year. I think there's a host of chances.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
And particularly, it really changes things up if the rain comes.
Yeah, for mine, I'm with the 3-year-old. I think Further can win the Melbourne Cup. I've just got everything crossed that we don't have a huge amount of rain. He won't appreciate it really wet. So the weather forecast worries me, but the weather forecast, they can get it wrong. Don't worry about that. Well, at Melbourne, at Flemington, it is Derby Day, the World Pool covering it all, which is magnificent. So let's preview all of the key races, and what a smorgasbord of racing we've got in the World Pool. The traditional start to the day, of course, the Carbine Club Stakes, all the way through to the Begonia Bell Stakes is the very last over 1,100 metres. And in between, we've got Group races and Group 1 races to get our teeth into. So
how we do?
Let's start with, I think, the best race is now, it shouldn't be called Derby Day, it should be Coolmore Day, because this is the best race now.
You normally like your tradition. You can't be saying things like that.
How dare I'm going to go wash my mouth out.
Exactly.
But this race is a cracker.
Next, you'll be turning up on Derby Day in a blue suit or something.
That's right.
Yeah. Come
Never.
on, keep it real.
Never.
It is a great race. So I see where you're coming from. And this was an unbelievable performance from Baywalk as well. What was special about this performance, Shane, was just the time he ran. I mean, it was up there with our best horses. And we get a line through Tempted, who Richo's reminded me several times he tipped against Car Ying Rising and ran a super race.
But was this a one-off or not? Because you see horses do this and they don't repeat, a bit like Viva Vestina in the Cox Plate last year. She hasn't repeated that performance. It was amazing, that win. There's no doubt if he repeats that, he can win. Now, here's these horses trialling that are in it, Clint.
Did you like Beedman's trial? It was the one that tracked him and was making up. Probably asked to do more late, Shane, but... Well, look, had a look down the straight, which I love. Snowden, they know what they're doing as well. Did you like that trial from Beedman?
Yeah, it looked good. His 2 runs have been good. He should have won last start, just got held up a bit. Geez, this was a win and a half. I know it wasn't as strong as this race tomorrow, but this was very impressive, wasn't it?
This would be like the one that I could see you ringing up to ride, Shane.
Yeah, he would.
Out the bag, sort of produced late. Would that be the one that you'd be going for, 10 Tyrus?
Yeah. Although the toppy, Bewitch or whatever he's called, geez, he was impressive the other day. I just don't know whether he can repeat it, but he was awesome.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So 10 of the last 13 editions of this race, Shane, have been won by Sydney horses arriving down. You've got them in for second and third behind 10 Tyrus, who you just could imagine is peaking for this, and he's a winner down the straight. There's a tick.
And he's just going to sit in behind, off them, back a bit and come late, you would think. But I think they picked themselves, those horses, in this race, and I'm sure Clint would have similar picks, I reckon. Maybe not in that order.
If you trust that performance, Baywalk is going to be very hard to beat. I mean, he really should. I'm trusting the stable will. I mean, Chris Wally just knows how to get it done. So we've seen so many of his horses peak on this day. So. And that's an easy Quinella, so hopefully it works out that way.
Yeah, I'm with Shane. I think 10 Tyrus can run really well. And keep your eye on Jimmy Reckard's a good roughie in that race. Drawn wide, freshened up.
Yep.
He might be able to lob into some minor money, considering for trifectas and first fours and the like. Hey, the Derby's always... this is a race that's been going longer than the Melbourne Cup.
Amazing, isn't it? And every single lead-up race that we've had, they've basically been going even time and sprinting home to 2 furlongs.
No,
so you can't learn anything.
We don't know who can stay.
No, we really don't know who can stay. I think the starting point has got, and obviously the natural starting point is the favourite Observer. We saw this win last week, Shane. They didn't go quick. It was dominant. There's a couple in behind that ran on well. But look, he put the race to bed quickly off a slow pace. And then what did you make of the last 100 when obviously just locked down by Mark Zara late?
He just eased up on him. I wouldn't be too worried about that. The trouble with him is if it rains, does he handle it over 2,500? He's going to get the right run. I'd say he'd be third or fourth, getting a perfect run. I don't know about this race, Clint. They all finished in a bunch, whether it's good form or not. You're better than me at Melbourne form. What did you think?
I agree with you. I mean, Autumn Mystery's won a couple at Flemington, which helps. I think the real stayer in the race is the widest of them all, Arabian Prince. But you know what?
He's unfortunately the emergency.
He's emergency. But you know, the other thing is, the more I look at the race, this race has probably got all the hallmarks of being run as slowly as all the other races have been.
Surely there'll be some jockey who will chance their arm and go, you know what, my best chance is to go forward.
I don't know if there will be. I mean, maybe. I mean,
but there's a couple out wide that have to go forward. Like you would think that High Vol will go forward, and what is it called? Matt Sadara from an outside gate would go forward, but I don't think it matters for Observer. You know, he's just got to get him to relax. That's the one thing. He's just got to relax, because when he goes for him, he's going to put 3 or 4 links on them very quickly. Then it's a matter of whether he can sustain it to win the race over 2,500.
Yeah. Who have you got on top?
He stands out to me. He wins. I think the other couple are what's it called? Providence, who hit the line well there.
Really well.
Got an outside gate. And Options didn't go bad the other day either, I thought. I think they can place, but If he runs the distance, he wins.
It's observer. He might not need to run it. I think the race will be run to suit. He'll get the right run. He's the one to beat. If he doesn't win, it's dead set. About anything could happen. It is the race where there could be a blowout, the Derby. There could be a blowout because we don't really know how to line them up with all these slowly run races.
I think options is an interesting identification by Shane there because it was back and then just hit the line under a lot of easy riding. McWoody could be an absolute blowout at 50 or 100 to 1. Empire Rose is the third of the Group 1s.
Yeah, interesting race. Pride of Jenny will roll along. Fangirl's usually not suited with that field getting strung out. It means she has to make a long, sustained run. She was a bit plain in the King Charles as well. I think this might be the form. Like Lucy will be a good each-way chance. In the race, Damask Rose, I know you thought was extremely unlucky in the orange colours, and there's a good case to be made for that. But I think little gear change for Likey Lucy, back to Flemington's a big plus for her as well. And I think it might be the next generation coming through. Yeah,
totally agree with that. And guess what, Shane? Both Kiwis, the New Zealand Oaks winner and also the Kiwi winner, up against these two.
Well, here's Fangirl this day. She just wasn't suited when it's a fast run race, but she kept coming and went all right, but she just wants a slow run race, and with Pride of Jenny in it, she doesn't get it. Going back to that Like a Lucy, it needs 2,000 metres, but it could still win here. There's no doubt about that. I rate her as good as Treasure of the Moment on the Oaks run in Sydney when she should have beat Treasure of the Moment. So I've got her on top, even though it's only a mile from Fangirl, Pride of Jenny, but I think it'll hit the line and win.
Yeah, I'm with Like a Lucy as well. I think it's a good race for Cornellas. I'm going to put a few of them in, including Benagil as well. So I think we can get a little bit of money out of that one.
And hopefully Damask Rose as well. It's going to be a great day. Derby Day at Flemington. Should be a beauty. And this certainly caught our eye in the social stable, and that was Toby Moore. You've been talking about this young man in the past, Golden Boy, and he's got a future, the son of Ryan.
Yeah, it was good to see. It took him a few to get there, but he'll be all right. He'll be very successful in time. There's no risk. He's strong on them.
I think it was only his sixth ride. I heard him interviewed post-race. He sounds like his dad. I know.
Yeah.
That's like a
clone. Is he keener to be involved in the media than his father?
If he's the new generation, I'm sure he'll have to be.
Yeah,
I think Ryan's pretty good.
Ryan is very good when you actually get him.
Yeah, and talks a lot of sense, as we know.
He's
got to ask the right questions too.
That's right, ask the right question. Whereas you don't have to ask any question to the great Lanfranco Dettori, just let him go.
Oh, no.
He has announced that this weekend Breeders' Cup meeting will be his last in America, and then he will continue on doing some riding in South America before he eventually says, thanks for the memories. Continues this tour of the world, the all-time great in Frankie Dettori. He is brilliant for racing. Hey, best bets time.
Best bets. I've got a couple best bets for me. Well, the best of the day. Hasn't had much luck with the barrier, but I think that Colourful King, who really hit the line with some of the best closing sectionals the other day at the Valley, will be better suited second up, so I think that horse can run well. And outside of that, I think Jimmy Orman on Brown Needs Further. Drawn well, like the trial. I think Brown Needs Further's got a very good chance.
Shane, it's tough on short notice. Who do you like?
I haven't actually done it serious yet. I'll be going all day tomorrow, all day today and tomorrow. I'll go King Lotus in race 10 from gate 1. I see he's going 16.50. Will it help him? It might. He gets his chance to win the last.
And inside gate, so important. Great week of racing coming up at Flemington. Great racing, of course, on Sunday as well at Happy Valley. Not Sha Tin, but make sure you tune in, Hutch.
Yeah,
good luck for a huge week.
And
Golden Boy, always a great week as we reflect
good luck,
on
everyone.
Brilliance. Hope you enjoyed the show. See you soon.